Right, welcome everybody. I am going to parade with 11 slip and also parade next week. You can have a look at them, take some photos of them all. I'll try and hear everything. Obviously, you know, talk to me afterwards. But we're going to do the first two in here, then after that, the rest are going to come through the corner. So I want to all come this way. As long as there's a gap for them, come up through the middle here in a minute, okay? And they are a bit fresh, remember. All right? You just walk around and stand them up one. Right, go on then. Right, first horse, this is Nichols. It was second in last year's champion chase. Okay, how's that? All right? Thank you. He was second in last year's champion chase. So Altior ran very well at Cheltenham in the autumn when he gave £3 to Tepe de Sol, was second to him, ran really well that day. Ran in the Tingle Creek, ran fairly ordinary, we found out he bled. So he's always good fresh, like Flanders about. We purposely haven't run him since then, with the idea of going to Cheltenham really fresh, and he's very effective, very fresh and fit. We took 8 horses this morning to Wincanton, did a nice 2-mile piece of work, and he worked nicely this morning. So he's had a great preparation. It doesn't matter how much he keeps training, it'll suit him. And 33 to 1, he's a real lively outsider in the champion chase. It's almost like a forgotten horse. You think he wasn't beat far last year. Saved his best race for Cheltenham. Jumped the last basically up size Altior and wasn't beat too far. And he's come right this time of year. He looks great, and I was very pleased with him this morning. So he's well on schedule to run in the champion chase. And we'll probably get away to afterwards with a 2.5 miler. Good. Thank you. The next one is Planters About. Obviously, King George winner. See, looks absolutely fantastic in his coat. He went to Wincanton this morning as well. Did a proper workout with Frodon. They did 2 miles. Just sensible. It was just part of the prep. We were always aiming to go this week somewhere. Him and Frodon went particularly well, and I was thrilled with the way this lad worked this morning. He went very well. Harry was very pleased with him. He's had a great preparation. Unlike last year, we went to the Denman Chase, which we put back a week, and we sort of went to Cheltenham with a different preparation to this year, and we worked out he is at his best when he has a run and a nice gap. So i.e. some of his best runs were last year from Haydock to Kempton, and this year down Royal to Kempton, and of course we've not gone from Kempton down. You see, looks fantastic. He's only 8. He's found to have improved, and I think he's probably in as good a shape as he's ever been. You win 2 King Georges. He won the King George this year particularly well. I don't need to defend him in any way. He's like a proper horse and hasn't won at Cheltenham yet. Perhaps it'll be next week. Everyone says he doesn't act at Cheltenham. Well, he hasn't run too bad at Cheltenham in a few runs. He ran well in last year's Gold Cup. He was not beat much by Whisper in a Novice Chase. He carried top weight, was second in Caspian Caviar Gold Cup when he was half the horse then. He ran well last year's Gold Cup. He's 5th. He jumped the last bank there with them and didn't quite finish last year. There's combination things, I think, as I said, the prep. We rode him very to the fore last year, and I think this year we'll ride him with a little bit more restraint and just take our time with him and trying to ride late and do things differently. I think the key to him is he's a year older and a different preparation. As I said, he's very effective when he's very fit and very fresh, which is a combination he's lethal, and that's what we're at the moment. As I said, very pleased with him this morning, and really looking forward to him running in 2 weeks' time.
Do you want to maybe want a picture of you with him?
Before we come back.
KK,
We can't understand. You can tell me.
from behind.
Will you bring him out? Well, he isn't. That's how he should be. No, we don't. Right then, this one, guys, is Dynamite Dollars. Had a great season last year as a Novice Chaser. I think he won 4. He won Henry VIII. He was doing really well, kept progressing, kept going on fine. Got a leg injury at Doncaster, so he missed the rest of the season. got him back in October, and we always had the plan to go and run him in a game spirit en route to the champion chase. But for a horse who was having his first run out of Novice company and hadn't run for a year, I thought it was a blinding run the other day to be beat 3.5 lengths. He basically jumped the last in front. He's improved enormously since that run. He's, again, you can see he's a proper horse. Harry actually said to me, he jumped the second last going well, and thought, I won't commit because just in case we get a little bit tired, and just sat to jump in the last. He probably wished he'd let him stride on from the back of the second last. But he's improved enormously since that day. He worked very nicely this morning at Wincanton. Again, he won't mind it raining, and he's a real lively outsider in my book. He doesn't need to improve too much on the newbie run to put him right in the mix, and he's bound to improve from that run. So that's Dynamite Dollars.
Gonna come back out. Okay.
Who we got next?
I like Donald with the girl green.
Oh, you're all like this one. This is the new highest rated novice hurdler solo. Then we got that's the horse that won at Kempton on the weekend. Beautiful horse. He's probably the only colt still running over hurdles at the moment. He's by Capguard, who's the same sire of Clanders a Bone. We bought him as a future chaser. You can see just at the model of him. He's got a great family. He won on his debut at O'Toy back along. He was second to a horse called Stratagem that we've got. Then he improved enormously on his next run and won 15 lengths. So we managed to buy him. Obviously, we're delighted with him ever since we've had him. He was a big tank of a thing, and he takes loads and loads of work. We love what we saw of him. He was going to go to Wincanton a fortnight ago. We thought we'd start small and work up, and as that turned out, that was off. So we went to Kempton. I'm glad we did, because we sort of had that bit of a wow factor and realised just what we had on our hands. As you can see, he's a beautiful horse. Loads for us to work on. He's got plenty of condition. He thrives on his work, and hardly no doubt a race on the weekend. He's got a mark of 157 now, which I didn't handicap him. He just got a ruler out and just worked out. He was 10 lengths in front of the rest and put him at £10. But whether he should run in he won't run in a handicap, so it doesn't make any difference. But you know, it's quite a lofty rating. You think he's nearly rated the same as some of the horses in the champion hurdle. Be interested in that with an £8 4-year-old allowance. But he'll run in the trial, so that's his job, and you can see why we like him. And was blown away. But I actually was worried Saturday that going into Kempton, having been round O'Toy, big galloping left-handed track, Kempton might find him out a little bit on a flat right-handed track, not being a flat horse, but he just coped with it well, galloped along, quick and in the straight, and Harry Cobden was like, wow. So very hopeful of he'll go very, very well at Cheltenham.
They have a picture of you as well.
Yeah, of course you can. But you can just see as a model, you can see why we like him. Beautiful, isn't it?
So he's an entire?
He's an entire.
Would he stay that way? You're going to go?
Johnny and I were talking about that yesterday. I mean, it's a difficult one. He's so good tempered with mice. I mean, depends. If you were going to go chasing one day, you'd probably have to. If you were thinking, see what he does at Cheltenham the rest of the season.
Is he well enough to be a stallion one?
Yeah, he is. By Capguard, he's a proper. Yeah. And his temperament's fantastic. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Aww.
Done it, sir. And we just look at him, he's actually improved for his run the other day, tightened up a treat.
He did it with Nick, mate.
Yeah, it's a possibility. We haven't really had that much of a conversation about that. We're one for the future. This is a nice 4-year-old called Time White. All right? Okay, Time White. And he will run in the Boodles of the Fred Winter on the Wednesday. He's had 3 runs. He was second at Goshen on his debut at Sandown. He was second at Kempton over Christmas, ran really well, and he won the Musselburgh Triumph Hurdle Trial Grade 2 up at Musselburgh a fortnight ago. He's got a mark of 133, which is, I think, fair. I think we can do something off of that mark. He's improving horse with sort of only limited. So as I said, he'll run in the Boodles on the Wednesday. And he's a horse who just kept on progressing. It's a race we like to have done well in over the last few years, and I would have said this lad would have a leading chance. Proper horse, will make a lovely chaser one day as well. He's got a bit of size and scope. Woo hon. again, he's a nice type of horse. And the great thing is this time of year, you know, you're still in February and they look great in their coats. They've got to be well forward in their coats. The horses are all running really, really well, which is a good sign. Man, there we are.
No.
So he's fairly prominent in the betting in the in that Boodles race. I'd say hopefully he'll go really well. That's time weight. Thank you, Holly. I just teased him, he said to Johnny, you know we can get an £8 allowance in the Champion. I sent all the ratings and won it with him. He didn't answer, so he must have laughed. I was only tongue-in-cheek. And it'd be a brave shout. I know something, but it would be a brave shout. But you are commission. Yeah. He's not even in the champion. We can supplement. I know, but it won't happen. Right, this is Cal Destin. I just pulled him out. He is, you know, ran second Sunday in what was a bit of an odd race in the National Spirit at Fontwell. I've often thought he was just always keeps a little bit to himself, and I very nearly on time put cheek pieces on him, which I didn't, but on Sunday I actually wish I had, because he's gone to the front at Fontwell and like they do sometimes, just hung off right-handed to where they come off the course and pulled himself up and sort of threw the race away. But he's in the county hurdle off a top weight, and if it kept on raining and came up testing, it just crossed my mind that with the weights being so condensed, he might carry 11 stone 12 and I might take 5 off him with Brian Carver. And bottom weight in the race could even be 10 stone 10, so it's going to be very condensed, some of those handicaps. He may well be worth looking at the county hurdle, because that would suit him. Obviously beat Call Me Lord at Sandon the time before that. Just a good, fun, proper horse. But the National Spirit was always his target, and we nearly pulled it off. But he's won 2 along the way. He likes Cheltenham, so it's just not beyond the realms of possibility. If it kept on raining and was soft on the last day, we could run him in the county hurdle. Other than that, he'll wait and go to Sandown for the contenders hurdle on the last day of the season over 2.5, and then go to O'Toy for the Prix Le Barca. But could just go to Cheltenham next week if it rained. Okay, hold. Who next? Who you got now? Yeah. Now this is another, we've got some nice 4-year-olds. This is another nice 4-year-old called Mick Pasta, owned by JP. He joined us in the summer after winning his only start in O'Toy in the spring. Won nicely. We went to Cheltenham with him in November. He pulled very, very hard. Didn't really go in the ground. It was a bit of a disaster. We found out he had quite bad ulcers, so we treated him for that. Went to Ludlow. Was much more amenable in our routine of things, and absolutely bolted him. Won really, really nicely, and we've kept him back. He's got a mark of 140, which puts him in between the horses at the top of the Fred Winter and the Trump hurdle. I haven't really spoke to JP's team as what they'd like to run him in, but I guess it'll be the Fred Winter. He worked at Wincanton this morning with the others, went very nicely, and he's a much more, some of the French horses take a little while, as I've said before, to like pick door in that, to settle into our routine and to relax and do everything right, but he's got there now. I say he's quite a smart young horse. I think there's quite a lot in front of him yet. Okay.
White rear leg.
Paul just on Victoria, you mentioned he's not going back.
Basically, it ain't trick. He just knew he had 2 hard races, really. I'm not that keen about it. I can't see him winning the championship. I don't expect him. I think if I leave him right, go to Aintree, suit him really well, get him really. And he might just be a flat track to suit him. Yeah. Frodon. Here we have little Frodon, last year's hero. Didn't have an ideal preparation before Christmas, because he ran in the old roan off a top weight, using that as a prep for the Betfair Chase, and of course all the fences came out, and he just basically had a gallop round. He then ran completely underperformed. About the only time he's run disappointing for us in the Betfair Chase. So Clifford gastroscoped him, and we actually found out he had grade 4 ulcers. So it's odd really, because all the seasons he's been in training with us, he's never ever had an ulcer, never had a problem. For whatever reason, he had them in grade 4 as bad as it can get really. So we treated him up to Christmas for that, got them cleared up and away, tuned him up for Kempton. I thought he'd win, and he did win quite nicely, and he's improved a lot since then. He worked very well with Clan Desabot this morning when Wincanton was his normal free, enthusiastic self. Gave Clan a good toe and kept on galloping, and he loves his time of year, and he's back where he wants to be. And he'll run in the Ryanair. He's in the Gold Cup, but he's almost certain to run in the Ryanair unless things change enormously. He loves Cheltenham, he loves going left-handed, and he loves that new course. And if it kept on raining, it won't do him any harm. He is quite effective, but he's really in a good place with himself and really ready to defend his crown, and I think he'll run very well again. Never knows when he's beat, but I was really pleased with him this morning.
You have a picture with him as well.
Is that you want 1 minute? We've got the Capeland. Yeah. So this is Capeland. We got that. He's had a good season. Won the very valuable race at Ascot, the handicap chase in November there. It was a bit unlucky the first time when that controversy with Diego Charmelin had a collision. But we've kept him fresh. He's in the Grand Annual. I suspect that's probably what he'll run in. He's probably not the best handicapped horse in the country now. And he stands in no man's land, sort of he's in between being a grade 1 horse. He's probably just a grade 2 or so. Hard to find races from, but he'll run in the Grand Annual. He worked great. He went along really as a gallop companion for Politolog this morning and went really nicely. So he's ready, needs to be fresh, but big field of 2 mile chasers where they go flat out and go good gallop suit him. So hopefully the Grand Annual will suit him really nicely. Looks really well. He's just come together really nice, and it's good for me to see him walk around and just see how well they all look. And especially this at away day this morning.
How many did you take to win?
We took 8.
8, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. All the ones that were just like had been waiting to have a prep, like Clan, and they did a proper bit of work this morning. They've all come out and be like, give me, wouldn't you know they've been anywhere today. So some of the horses that run, like Solo wouldn't have gone because he ran the other day, and like him and those ones that they've done loads of graft at home, but just the way they did them good, they go and sweat a bit and have a bit of fun, and then they tanked off around there, they went really well. Yeah. And this is a nice horse. This is called Grimmit. He's won his last 3 races and his only 3 races over fences, having won 2 over hurdles last year. He won at Ascot, he won at Musselburgh, and he won at Fakenham last week, which was his 3rd one, which enabled me to qualify him to run in the Grand Annual. He's now rated 150. He's in the Arkle as well, but I think the Arkle's a tough race, and I think if we're thinking of we could go and win an Arkle, we'd be going very well in the Grand Annual of 150s. I think his favourite for the Grand Annual is probably 16 to 1 for the Arkle, so I suspect if we run him in anything, he'll run in the Grand Annual. A fast run race will suit him. Although he's only run 3 times, he won a good handicap up at Musselburgh. He jumps good. And he's a solid sort of horse. So I suspect he will go to the Grand Annual unless I'll get any hiccup with him, and I'll wait for Aintree. And the idea would be go to Cheltenham and then Aintree for the grade 1 novice chase there. But he's done really well. He's a nice young and proven horse, looks great. Have to go well in the Grand Annual, I'd say.
Kept him quite low key, really, Paul, haven't you?
Well, I thought it was, but the handicap has been a bit harsh on him. It was 150. So, I mean, he went around faking him the other day. And I thought they'd leave him as he was, but couldn't output him at £3. Anyway, hopefully he'll keep going forward. I mean, you never know, in a year's time he might be rated 160. He's a real progressive, nice 2 mile chaser. Cheers, Scott.
Scott's not reality.
Give him a note or two, he might reveal it.
Right, this is Sir Psycho. He's going to definitely run in the Triumph. We thought he was our main contender before Solo came out last week. One of them. He's done really well, progressed very well from a really slow start. He was a bit of a Jack the Lad to start with, jumping in at home. That's why he was probably well named. But he's progressed into a good role. He's good attitude and everything right. Exeter, I think on New Year's Day, he won an all-age novice hurdle by 36 lengths. To make sure that wasn't a fluke, we went off to Haydock the other day for the Victor Ludorum, and he absolutely hosed it again. He's now got a mark of 146, which puts him right up there with the top juveniles. As I said, he'll run in the Trump hurdle. A fast run race where they go galloping and just sitting behind the pace would suit him well. He'll gallop all the way up the hill. He won't mind whatever the ground is, but he's a progressive, smart young horse really. Whether he's in the mould of solo is a different matter or not. I would say probably not on what I've seen, but he's a horse who win a lot of races, and he'll give a great account of himself at Cheltenham because he's tough and he'll gallop all the way up the hill. There we are. All right, thank you very much. That's a lot, is it?